General Seaman brought the rest of the division from Fort Riley, Kansas to Vietnam in October 1965 after the 2nd Brigade had arrived in June 1965. A 1934 graduate of the United States Military Academy, General Seaman commanded the division until 14 March 1966, providing outstanding leadership through the baptism of fire phase for his combat element. The first battalion-level victories took place during his tenure of command at Bao Bang and at New March. Later, General Seaman reached 3-star rank commanding the 2nd Army at Fort Meade. He is now retired in Beaufort, South Carolina. Major General William E. Depew took command of the Big Red One on 15 March 1966, and during a dynamic tenure, instituted the familiar commanding general's code name of 7-7. General Depew, a 1941 graduate of South Dakota State College, commanded during 2 epic and victorious battles in June 1966 along Route 13. He instilled aggressiveness and absolute confidence in all fighting elements, as well as unique adaptations of small unit tactics, such as clover leaping, sounding overwatch, and the Depew foxhole. His combat philosophy was massive and prompt responsiveness to each enemy contact, and that philosophy became typical of all combat actions in the division. In July 1973, General Depew reached 4-star rank as Commanding General, United States Army Training and Doctrine Command at Fort Monroe, Virginia. Major General John H. Hay commanded the division from 10 February 1967 until 7 March 1968. He continued the code name 7-7, as well as the designation of 7-9er and 7-8 for a long line of colorful assistant division commanders like Brigadier General Jim Hollingsworth. Operation Junction City, conducted in War Zone C, with such battles as Abgul and Triplock during March-April 1967, was one of the largest multi-division level operations. Later, one of the epic locked-in battles took place in October and November 1967, resulting in the defeat of 2 Viet Cong regiments. General Hay graduated from the University of Montana in 1930. Soon after returning from Vietnam, he commanded the 18th Airborne Corps at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, with the rank of Lieutenant General. He retired in mid-1973 and lives in Kentucky. Major General Keith R. Ware, a World War II winner of the Congressional Medal of Honor with the 3rd Infantry Division, commanded the Big Red One from 8 March 1968 until the 13th of September 1968. During his tenure of command, a major engagement began when the 7th North Vietnamese Army Division attacked Lac Ninh and its Special Forces camp in mid-August 1968. The peak of the battle occurred on the 11th of September when the 7th NVA Division was routed back to its Cambodian sanctuary. 2 days later, on 13 September, General Ware and all aboard his command helicopter were killed when the helicopter was shot down. Among the many unique accomplishments in a distinguished career was his rise through the ranks, starting as an officer candidate school graduate in July 1942 to 2-star rank at his death. Major General Erwin C. Talbot took command of the First Infantry Division on the 14th of September 1968, following the death of General Ware the previous day. He was a 1939 graduate of the University of California at Berkeley, entering active duty as a second lieutenant in March 1941. During his tenure of command, a major operation was conducted establishing 3 positions in War Zone C adjacent to the Cambodian border. Strong Viet Cong attacks were repeatedly repulsed, forcing them back to Cambodian sanctuary. In 1973, and then a lieutenant general, he became Deputy Commanding General of the United States Army Training and Doctrine Command at Fort Monroe, Virginia. Major General Albert E. Malloy commanded the First Infantry Division from 10 August 1969 until 21 March 1970. He was the last in sequence of the 6 combat division commanders in Vietnam. The era of the big unit battles had diminished during this period, but widely separated small unit fire bases, saturation patrolling, emphasis on night operations and night ambushes placed a heavy load on combat leadership at all levels. Leaders and men of the Big Red One from General Malloy on down proved equal to this challenge. General Malloy received a direct commission in the Army in June 1941. In early 1973, he became Deputy Commander, 6th Army at the Presidio, San Francisco, California. General William C. Westmoreland, a United States Military Academy graduate of 1936, commanded all American military forces in Vietnam beginning in June 1964. Speaking of the arrival of the First Infantry Division there, he said, as it did in World Wars I and II, the First Division was the first organization of its size to close in the battle area. It lived up to its unique and splendid combat record. Each nation has its Praetorian Guard. The First Division is ours. General Westmoreland departed Vietnam in July 1968 to become Chief of Staff of the Army. He is now retired in Charleston, South Carolina. General Clayton W. Abrams, a United States Military Academy graduate of 1936, commanded all American forces in Vietnam after General Westmoreland's departure. This is what he said at the time the 1st Division left Vietnam after more than 5 years of combat. The 1st Division had become an American institution before Vietnam. In Vietnam, the heart of its great traditions of duty first were accomplished superbly by its fighting men in complex combat situations and with a strong helping hand to the Vietnamese people. I salute one of the truly great military formations in all of history. General Abrams departed Vietnam in July 1972 to become Chief of Staff, United States Army.